Hey guys, Jeremy Smith here, Citadel Development Services. We're here today in Austin, Texas at 4000 Medical Parkway. Now, behind me you'll see this building. This was another collaboration with Mark Odom Studios to do a full remodel of I think a 1950s era office building. So come here, I'm gonna let you check it out. So as I said, this was a full remodel of a commercial office space here in the medical district in Austin. And it started with demo. Now, this building, we basically demoed it back to its structure, right? So all that was left was the foundation and the wood stud framing. We then go back and it's completely new exterior facade, completely new roof, completely new MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. All that was brought in brand new. You know, since it was an old building, we had to bring it up to code, but then also add some unique architectural features. Come here, I'm gonna show you some of the specific features of the building. So one of the first features you're gonna notice on the building is the cladding, right? This is a thermally modified pine that we use to basically cover the entire exterior of the building. And that's composed of a 1x6 material on a rain screen. And then we took some 2x4 thermally modified pine. We cut those in half to create these battens on the outside of the building. And you're gonna see when you look at the outside, the patterning is kind of mixed up, so it gives it a really cool feature. So one of the cool things about working with Mark Odom Studios is there's a lot of custom elements to the building, right? Like I said, we've got a elevator shaft that's connected to the building with a bridge feature. One of the things that was really important about the project was to get more light in the building. We're gonna drop some before photos, but this thing was pretty dark and dank when we started. But you'll notice on the outside of the building, there's a lot of windows. There's some of them that are operable so that you can open up when the weather's nice. And then we got these large pane glass windows, again, butt glazed. That is the same as what we got on the bridge, the elevator bridge over here. One of the other things that was important was to upgrade the landscaping at the front of the building. You know, we wanted to have some seating areas out front, some areas where you could get outside, jump on a call. And so that was accomplished with some new grass, some new trees, and a lot of landscaping rock here at the front of the building. So you're gonna notice again, we've got a custom white oak oversized entry door that's set in a custom steel frame. The white oak is important because you're going to see that as we go inside. We brought that in to a lot of other elements inside the space. Come here. So we're here on the first level of the building, and what we essentially created was a vanilla box that's open for lease to a future tenant. But we created all the amenities that you would normally see in a really high-end office space like this. It's got conference rooms, it's got kitchenettes, and it's got new bathrooms. But basically, you know, this is set up for a new tenant to come in and make it their own. All right, guys, we're here with the project team that was responsible for 4000 Medical Parkway. We've got Austin, Renee, and listen, they did a really good job, and I thought it'd be interesting to kind of go through and get their experience on the project. So just kind of starting off right off the bat, Austin, you know, what is your big takeaway from the project? Kind of what stood out that's important to note?
It was definitely a unique project. Anytime you're dealing with an older structure, you know, it's going to have to go. So when you go through the demo phase, you know, you're going to find things you didn't expect. You have to adapt and overcome, which I think we did a very good job on, both at the Citadel level, in turn, allowing that to happen at our subcontractor level as well. Also, this building has an elevator, so that was something new. A lot of us, that was our first time installing an elevator, going through the past of that, both with the city and both with the state. So that was a fun learning experience. And of course, you know, I know you guys just recently saw the exterior shelling that we did, but there's just a lot of fun components that we had an opportunity to work with, given that opportunity by Odom's architecture firm. So all in all, it's a great project. As you guys will see in future footage, we're very proud of it, and yeah, it was a blast.
So, one of the things with a remodel, as everybody knows, is as soon as you start opening it up, you're gonna find a lot of things that you didn't expect. So we were able to minimize some of that stuff on the front end, again, with the collaboration with Mark Odom. We were able to kind of pre-plan for what could be when we got into it. But still, when we got in, we took all the finishes off. There were some structural items that we couldn't have really anticipated that we were able to work through. But one of the key elements on a project like this is keeping up with the back end, all the RFIs and submittals. And so that's what Renee brought to the table a lot on this project, amongst other things. But Renee, when you think about all of the different elements of keeping people aligned with information, like what stands out to you about that?
I think just being really well organized. We have a great database that we use to track all the information, linking any sort of question or design changes to where they're actually at on the drawings helps whenever people are in the field.
We had a phenomenal client here, but he worked out of state, and we had the opportunity to show him in person a couple times, but Renee did a phenomenal job of keeping in communication, real-time updates to the minute, the weekly reports that she would send out via Procore and other sources. That allowed our client to actually see this come together in real time, even though he's actually, via mobily documenting and processing the progress we have on site.
Yeah, that's really important when you have a client that's kind of, not local. And, we always try to maintain a real high level of communication. So, Renee would run all of our weekly meetings to keep everybody up to speed. But, how would you say it was working with the owner, knowing that he was, states away, but keeping him up to speed on what was going on with the project? Like, how did that work?
Communication is one of the most important things. When you have a project this size, there's so many different moving parts. We have to make sure that everybody's working together. Austin doing the sequencing in the field and with the owner, because he did live in a different state, having those weekly meetings, going over what items are happening this week on site, what's happening next week, and also going through any questions that our subcontractor has, or maybe potential design changes that we're discussing.
Yeah, how did we manage the budget with all the moving pieces?
So we had a lot of changes come up because it's a remodel, and we were able to work together as a team to keep the design intent while staying within budget.